Believe it or not, global wealth doesn't look like the way it used to be 20 years ago or even 10 years back. The wealth seems to belong to people who are a bit younger and interestingly women. The rising tide is lifting all boats, but a good chunk of those boats are made in Asia. India has about 689 million women as of 2022. That's about 18% of the total female population in the world. For just one country, that's pretty cool. Now coming to Asia, there are about 2.3 billion women as of 2022. That's about 57% of the world's female population. And if you go by the world's overall population, Asian women constitute close to 30%. Now that is a pretty good number. In India, women entrepreneurs seem to be changing its economic and social demographic. As of 2021, about 20% of women are MSME owners, accounting for close to 25% of the workforce. If women's participation is increased in the labor force in India, $700 billion could be added to the global GDP. With about 430 million working age females and about 16 million female-owned businesses that provide direct employment to around 25 million people in India, that shows promise. And it gets even cooler when as of 2021, India had over 50,000 startups with 45% of them being run by women. It used to be a big deal when even owning a bank account for females was a sign of improvement. Look at how times are evolving. Though adversities and setbacks still present themselves all the time, it's still a benchmark of how much has been achieved and really how far we have come. Coming to Asia, there's increased participation of labor, the digital financial inclusion methods have become better, and all of these factors are creating economic empowerment for women in Asia and also helping in furthering its consumption and growth. While Asia has major gender wealth gaps, it also has a couple of countries that had a higher wealth index for retirement for females compared to the global average. Which are these countries? These countries are Singapore, Japan, the Philippines, and China. And what could only be a record, women in Asia, one of the biggest wealth owners among the continents, and their wealth keeps growing faster than any other place. Half of Asia's female billionaires are first-generation entrepreneurs. Out of those billionaires who inherited wealth, a solid group of them run the family business and expand in other sectors of Asia's economy. And what's really cool is that they're likely to remain billionaires. It also seems like business patriarchs are training their daughters to play very important roles in the business, a definite sign of growing dominance. One study also said that females in Asia would have $27 trillion in wealth by 2026, and that's actually $6 trillion more than females in Western Europe. Now that's the competition. Why is this really happening? Well, because there's research which says that women in Asia have been increasing their combined wealth steadily by $2 trillion every year since 2019. This is based on financial wealth including shares, currency, bonds, and more. The COVID-19 pandemic damaged and upended much of the world economy. One tiny caveat though was that it coerced females to take another look at their financial independence. This shows that the wealth of Asian females is a sign that they are taking the piece of the pie that they have owned and seizing what really belongs to them. There seems to be an economic boom in Asia, accelerating the success of women. There was a financial crisis in the 2000s, and in the 2010s, Asian economies have been called the world's growth engine. Now, this growth engine led to more business savvy, finance savvy, and tech savvy women who could use their personal assets to make business decisions. That's probably why China has the most self-made women billionaires starting from scratch. In India, there's training being done in the informal sector for digital skills for women. This has especially helped during the COVID-19 pandemic for carrying out online transactions. And with women being wealth creators, sustainable investments may grow in traction for sure. This doesn't just apply only to women investors who are in the 20-30 years old age bracket. It's even females who are under 60 who prefer this form of investment, sustainable investing. Now, being socially conscious seems to be a cornerstone for financial decisions for women. They are taking the lead as investors and becoming a bigger part of the C-suite, be it corporate executives or industry decision makers. The new wave has more and more females accepting high risk and low returns from investments in organizations that positively impact the world or make some change that creates ripples. In fact, they're twice as likely as their male counterpart to want their investments to have some ESG basis. It's not all positive news for women in Asia. There are still massive gender gap rates, unpaid labor, inequality, and discrimination that plague women in Asian countries. However, the fact that Asia is dominating through its women wealth creators is a definite sign of positive change. The world's GDP could be $12 trillion more if there was concrete advancement towards gender equality. There needs to be contemporary solutions for contemporary problems. For women wealth creators, Asia is a powerhouse being built brick by brick, but requires support and for people to be pillars irrespective of their gender. Are you witnessing Asia's female financial power? What is the ammunition you are contributing?